the future of Kep1er. I think it's safe to say that they've kind of run their course of time. And now with Zero Base 1 in the picture, you know wayv1's not gonna give them as much attention as they've had these past 2-ish years. So it is not far-fetched to start planning for what's gonna happen after. Also taking into consideration that they only have like around a year left in their contract to begin with. So I want to start thinking about what's going to happen after, because honestly I'm more excited for that than whatever their next comeback is going to be. And I know with every produce, Girls Planet, Boys Planet group, everyone at the end wants contract extensions. They want the opportunity for them to be a permanent group. All of these conversations come up. They have come up the past times. I'm sure they're gonna come up again. And the people, I'd say, do you like the way Kep1er is? Are you of the small few who actually enjoy how they're being treated? Because most of us don't. The group is largely mismanaged. I mean, wayv1 did a shitty job with their entire rollout, with their concept, the whole thing. Everybody already knows this. This is not a new conversation. And even small things we've already started seeing. Like right now, a few days ago, one of the Zero Base 1 members, Ricky, just had his birthday. And his whole birthday celebration that wayv1 partook in, people were drawing comparisons to how Mashiro also had her birthday post Girls Planet, but before the debut of the group, and the way that wayv1 managed it. You're gonna see more of this. As soon, the more Zero Base 1 rolls out, the more their debut comes, the more their comebacks come, you will see how differently they're treated, because somehow almost every agency in K-pop does this. They have some vendetta against their female idols and their female groups because they don't treat them the same. And I don't expect anything better from wayv1 to begin with. So that's gonna be there. And just extending their contract's not gonna do them any better. Their management's not gonna change. They're not gonna get better music. None of that's gonna change. So I think it's better for them to start moving on into whatever solo ventures they want to take on. So let's go from number 1 to number 9 in ranking and discuss what I think would be good decisions for the members of Kep1er. Okay. So Chaehyun was PO1, much to a lot of people's disappointment, but that is a whole other conversation. She is PO1 and she previously was also signed with wayv1 Entertainment, so she is a trainee under said company, and I don't think she has any intention to leave. I think she's going to continue under the agency as well, mostly because they have treated her pretty well. If they haven't treated the group well, they have treated her well. She gets a good amount of center time, she gets a good amount of line distributions. Most of the songs are made with her vocal range in mind. That's why she's able to shine really well in them. She gets good center distribution, she gets good solo time in the music video. She is very well treated in the company, and I think they would like to keep her. She was, again, if she's PO1, she's the most popular member of the group, especially in Korea, and wayv1's a Korea-based company, so they're going to keep her there. For her, I don't know if wayv1 Entertainment has any plans of debuting their own girl group. If they do, then she would definitely be in the lineup for that. More likely than not, I think she'll debut solo. Recently they had their stage for KCON Japan, and alongside the group performance, she got her own solo stage where she performed one of IU's songs. So, you know, you can see that they're pushing her that way as well. She does do a lot of solo stages, special stages here and there. And it makes sense that she does. She is pretty talented vocally, so I think she will continue on as a solo artist under wayv1 Entertainment. Next we have PO2, which is Huening Bahiyyih. She is currently signed as an individual to IST Entertainment. They were previously Play M Entertainment. They are home to girl group A-Pink, probably their most famous group. But yeah, IST Entertainment has A-Pink and they have Weekly. Now, Weekly debuted pretty recently. I mean, not very recently, around like 2020-ish, but still fairly recently that they're still part of the rookie adjacent conversation. So I don't think IST Entertainment will debut an entire new group for her, especially it being close to their already debuted group. With Weekly also, I mean, they haven't had a comeback in so long, and now that we know that a few of their members are going to be competing in the new Mnet survival show Queendom Puzzle. Side note, I have a video on that if you want to check it out. But they're going to be there. We have no comeback information. Their future is pretty unclear. So if they do want to like scramble things up and maybe re-debut a new group with her in it, that would be something that could happen. I hope she doesn't try to do the solo route. I don't think she's ready for that, and I hope the company doesn't push her to do that either. For her, I know there's this huge push for her to switch to Hybe. Her brother's there, her and Onche are like really close, so everyone wants them to be in the same company and stuff. But I think her switching to Hybe would be kind of worse for her than staying in IST Entertainment. Truthfully speaking, from the information that we have, they don't have any more plans to debut a new girl group that she could fit into. I mean, the next girl group that they're going to debut will be the one that comes off the survival show Island 2, like they had an icon, so it'll be part of B-Lift. So if she does end up being part of that roster, she'll have to do another survival show, and her debut still might not be secure because she'll have to actually partake and win through that survival show, and that seems like so much work after having, you know, already debuted in a group promoted for so long. And the other group that Hybe is going to be debuting is the American group that they're co-managing with Geffen Records. Now, I don't think she would fit that at all. Their whole point is to make an American group, and although she does have a really big international fan base, I think she fits more, or what Hybe would put her in, more of a Korean group. So if she does join any of the Hybe subsidiaries, she'd have to wait a substantial amount of time to debut again. So I think the best, you know, move for her would be to move into a little bigger agency. I mean, IST is not that small. They're part of the whole Kakao Entertainment banner, so they do have that going for them. So maybe she could move to one of them. I don't know, she should just move to a bigger company that is planning to debut a girl group. That would be the smartest thing for her to do, because she fits girl groups. She's pretty good with girl groups, so I would love to see her there. And then at third position, we have Youngeun. Now, she has had like 7 years of being under CLC. Now, that didn't work out well for her, and being under Kep1er kind of was her getting a chance to do that again. So I'm glad she's got this whole experience under her. But I don't think she should, you know, look forward to re-debuting in another girl group. I think she should, you know, do the solo route. She's got enough experience, she's got enough talent, she's got a huge fan base behind her that will support her. And when she does decide to go solo, she'll also have the added benefit of having more room to do other things, especially acting. We know that she's shown interest in it. She has partaken in acting previously as well, so I think that would be an ideal fit for her. I think she could continue doing all of this at Cube, but if there is another agency that will treat her better than Cube has, I would pray that she chooses them over Cube. Then at fourth position we have Dayeon, and she is famously from Jellyfish Entertainment. Now, I really liked Gugudan. I mean, I found out about them post disbandment, so that was a whole different thing to go through. But the way their concept worked, some of their music, and the members, of course, but the way Jellyfish Entertainment managed them, I would never want someone to debut in a girl group under them. So I don't want that for Dayeon. I think she should again think about a better agency but still continue the girl group route. I hope she doesn't get too confident and tries to debut as a soloist, because honestly, look at the IZ*ONE soloists. Other than Yena, who's, partially successful. Not. So I think her sticking to a girl group would be best. She fits it so well. She's got that really nice girl crush vibe to her. I think she would be great in a girl group like she is in Kep1er. So, either Jellyfish or some other agency that could debut her in a girl group. Then we have at PO5 Youngeun. Now I think she's probably the only one who has like a certain plan for what's gonna happen, because she's part of Biscuit Entertainment. They're again part of the big CJENM banner, so she has that going for her. They're not a big company under the banner, but they do have the backing of a big company under them. And Biscuit Entertainment recently announced their pre-debut girl group called Biscuit Girls. So they're a pre-debut group that is eventually going to debut a girl group, and the timing of them introducing these concepts with the way Kep1er's disbandment's gonna come and just the timeline of things adds up, that I'm almost certain that she's going to debut under this group, and I think it will be good for her. I don't really know much about her. She's probably my least favorite member of the group, so I haven't invested much in her. I know she's a good dancer and she's a good singer. She's been a part of this agency for a while, so it makes sense for her to continue, and the group would definitely benefit from having her because it would help put them on the map. So that seems like a very possible route for her to go through. Then at PO6 we have the baby of the group, Yeseo. She is part of 143 Entertainment. Most famously, they have this news group called Limelight that they came out with. And they came out with that around a year and a half ago. So they're pretty much a rookie group. And interestingly, Limelight only has 3 members. That is so rare. I don't know of a lot of K-pop groups that are trios. So for them to have that is interesting. But the thing with the way their group works, Limelight, is that they look like they lack members. Like they look like they need more members. Like I think trios could work. They just aren't powerful enough to maintain an entire group, just the 3 of them. And I think that is like really great marketing going into the group, because if you do eventually want to add more people to the group, say someone like a Yeseo, it would kind of show that the group needs her to be completed. I don't know, I just thought that was really interesting. But yeah, I think she could definitely be joining them. I think that will work for her really well. I think she fits the girl group. She's pretty young, so she'll have that to, build up her time in the agency and in the industry of K-pop altogether, and then maybe she can think about later on venturing in other things. Switching up the ranking here, because I think Yeseo and Mashiro need to be talked about back to back, because Mashiro is also in the same company, 143 Entertainment. Again, I think she could possibly be joining Limelight. And we saw them. We saw the 3 Limelight members with Yeseo and Mashiro. They were together at KCON Japan, so this picture of them is there. And honestly, they look good together. I'm not gonna lie, the 5 of them together, they kind of look like a K-pop group. The thing that works with Yeseo joining them and Mashiro joining them is that Yeseo fits that concept a lot more than I think Mashiro does. I don't know, because she's like my favorite member of the group. I kind of want her to have the Chaehyun Sakura thing happen to her, where she gets picked up by like a big agency and then gets to, be that successful. So ideally I would want that for her, but I think if she stays with 143 Entertainment, she's more likely than not to, re-debut with Limelight. Then at PO7 we have Hikaru. She is part of Avex Entertainment, which is a Japanese company based out of South Korea. They most famously have XG under their rooster. Now, I feel like if XG were more Nugu like Limelight, if that's fair to say, then I think they could have benefited from adding Hikaru to the group, because that's what the plan was. I think there is an interview with the CEO of Avex Entertainment where he says that Hikaru is going to be joining the lineup of XG post her Kep1er schedules, post Kep1er's disbandment. She will be joining the group, so I think that is likely to happen. I just don't know how that will work. XG is doing really well for themselves right now, like really well for themselves, and they've already established themselves. They've established their sound, they've established their dynamic as a group, and I know that they're friends. We've seen Hikaru with them a lot in behind the scenes footage of both groups, so I do think there is room for her to join them. I don't know where I lie on this debate. I think she fits the concept that's there really well as well, and I think it will be good for her to be in a Japanese-based company to kind of avoid all of the nonsense that happens with the mistreatment of Japanese idols and Chinese idols in, predominantly Korean companies. So she can have that safety to her as well. And she fits their concept. I don't know if it'll mess up the XG dynamic. I don't want that to happen. That's the only thing I want to avoid happening in this situation, because I love XG. But I think she could join the group. If she doesn't join the group, again, praying for Chaehyun Sakura's storyline where she gets picked up by like some big company and debuts with them. And finally, we have Xiaoting at PO9. And honestly, I just want her to go back to China. K-pop is so xenophobic to Chinese idols, and I don't want her to go through any of the nonsense that so many of these K-pop idols have to go through who are of Chinese descent, because of the blatant xenophobia that Koreans put on them. But I think most Chinese idols do prefer promoting in China. I think it will be good for her. She could debut solo there and, have a really large presence. Also, you'd make more money. Chinese idols make a lot more money than K-pop idols. But if I'm to be a little selfish, I do want her to stay in the K-pop industry per se, so that I can keep track with her. It's very difficult to keep track of what happens in the C-pop industry because it's not that globalized. But if she does continue to stay in the K-pop industry, I think a girl group would be ideal for her. She is so peak girl group material. Like, she would fit so many top girl groups already. I would like to see her in a more IVE adjacent concept. I think she has that elegant, pretty girl aesthetic really nicely added to her. So a group with a concept like that. She is so talented. She could be center of any girl group and pull it off really well. So I do hope she continues in the K-pop agency, but I definitely understand if she wants to go back to China and promote as an idol there. But yeah, these are my opinions of what I think should happen with the Kep1er members. I think these would be good routes for them to take. I think these would be good paths for them to follow for their career, and these would be things that I would likely like to see them with. But I think we can make all the predictions we want, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do. We could have the Chaehyun situation, which no one expected her to leave Wolim and go to a different agency, happen, or we could have better situations for the Kep1er members. I'm just looking forward for them to be done with Wake1 Entertainment, because this shit company doesn't treat them well and they deserve better. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Share your thoughts below. Tell me what you think would be best for the Kep1er members to do in the future, what you would like to see them do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!